Okay, it uses visuals instead of just numbers. Anything else to add to that? Did anyone say anything about accuracy or precision? Talk to us. What did you guys have? More precise? Do we know why? Okay. Anyone in here play like a violin or a cello or anything? Okay. You guys have seen like the neck of those string instruments. Do they have frets? Do you guys know what frets are? Have you seen a guitar with the metal bars? Okay. So if I push on a guitar string between two frets, it shortens the string to like where the metal hits, right? Okay. If you are doing on like the neck of a violin or like a bass or a cello, are there any frets or could I have the string be any length? Okay, we can tape for notes, but is there anything preventing me from going between the notes? You understand what I'm saying? So in math, there is something called discrete. Like when I'm stepping on the stairs, I have a step here, I have a step here, I have a step here, right? Can I step between the steps? Okay, but if I go up a ramp, I can be at a height that would be between the steps, right? That's continuous. So if you think about like a ruler, it has like ticks that are like frets. What happens if your measurement is like between the frets? It gets a little bit dicey on what do we call that? You know what I mean? Whereas I can make this anything. Do you see how it's continuous? Okay. So which one do you think would give us a more precise measurement? Yeah. You think you could put that into words? All right, so we have already constructed copies of segments. Today we are going to make copies of angles. So you need your compass if you don't have it already, and you need your straight edge of your protractor. Okay. So we are going to copy this angle. Now, there's a way to do this where we add a couple of other points on here. But to me, that's just more points to keep track of. And I found that it's faster if I just use the points that they already gave me, because that way I've got less of a chance of measuring the wrong thing. Okay. If I've got extra points, I'm likely to copy the wrong distance. You know what I'm saying? This is a little bit more Leslie proof. So like I can't mess it up. Okay. So you need, just like with copying a segment, you need an auxiliary line on which to start your copy. So I'm going to put mine right over here. Okay, now I'm going to use my distance copier. This right here is going to be A prime. I don't have to make my copy in the same orientation. I can spin it around in space, But just so that you can see what I'm doing, I'm just going to make it easy to go back and forth and see what matches. Does that make sense? It doesn't have to look like it just got slid over, but that's how we're going to do it so that we don't hurt our brains for our first one. Okay, so that's my A prime. All right, now I'm going to take my compass and I am measuring the distance from A to B. Okay, so that's my distance from A to B. Where do you think I'm going to put that? Yeah, my auxiliary line. I'm going to copy that distance over here on my auxiliary line. And guess what? I already have B prime. Now, if you can imagine that C is a certain distance from B. Everybody see what I'm saying? It's also a specific distance from A, right? And so where these two arcs intersect is going to be our location for point C. Everybody see what I'm talking about? Okay, so we are now, without drawing any segments, we are going to copy arcs going, oops, I didn't mean to write. Hold on, sorry, I just have to get it up there, okay. We're going to copy an arc from C. I'll color code it so you can see what I'm doing. Here's my little C arc. I'm going to do that same arc right here. So C prime has to be that far from my A prime. It has to be. I'm not sure where exactly on that arc it is yet. That's why I need this other arc to tell me. Okay. Now I'm going back to my pre-image. Okay, I'm going to copy the distance from B to C. And it's the intersection of these two arc distances that tells me my location for C prime. Whoops. Just trying to move my compass. Okay, and then I have to copy that over here. Everybody see what happened? And just like that, I know where to put my C prime. Now, here's the part that's easy to mess up if you're not paying attention. Is it really easy to accidentally connect those two? Okay, don't do that. To make sure you connect the correct one. Okay, now that should give you a congruent pre-image and image. Okay, which one is the image? The second one. Okay, label that. Which one is the pre-image? The first one. Which one is the input? The first one. Which one is the output? All right. Whoops, that was an extra letter. Okay. Will you try this one? I'm going to come around and check on people. Okay, so you're going to make your own angle. Make sure you use your straight edge. So you can make it with any orientation that you want in space. Since I made an acute angle here, I'm going to make this one obtuse. A little bit. Okay, and I said that we were going to do some rays. So I'm going to give the, oops, I'm going to give this little arrows. So I don't have any points. Oh, shoot. Okay, so we need a target auxiliary line on which to copy. Okay, I need my compass. Oh, shoot. Okay, so I'm going to use my compass to make some points. So I'm going to put my metal end on the vertex of my angle. I'm going to pick a radius that like isn't way out here. You don't want it to go past where you can draw, but like in here somewhere. And I am going to draw a cute little arc. Okay, and just like that, I've given myself 2 points. What do you want to call our points? Can we call them X, Y, and Z?
Sure.
Okay. So if I make this endpoint of the segment my point X prime, I can do that same arc down here. Don't change the radius on your compass. Oh, it changed colors on me. Oops. Oh, shoot. I just changed my radius. I was like, don't change. Oh my gosh. Okay. That's where it was. Okay. All right, so far so good. So I already know where y prime is going. Y prime is going to be at the intersection of that arc and my auxiliary line. Any ideas about how to find z prime?
Find the distance between Z and Y.
Yeah, I need to know the distance between z and y. Very good. Okay, so I'm going to use my compass to do it. I'm going to measure with my compass. I'm going to make a cute little arc there. Oops. So you can see what I'm doing. Okay. Now I'm going to copy that same distance over here. Now, does it matter like if I go from Z to Y or Y to Z? I think it's the same distance, right? Okay. So I'm going to go from Y prime. I could have flopped my compass, but I don't know how to do that on this computer. So, yeah. Okay. Now what? Now I want to mark the distance to Z. Okay. There's my Z prime. So I just have to connect my X prime and my Z prime. And that's how you can copy an angle if they don't give you any points. You just make your own points with an arc. Cool, cool? All right, sweet. Okay, so I used this problem from the pre-AP stuff And it has a little typo on it. So I'm going to see if you can help me figure out what the typo is. We're looking for a little mistake. It's not up here, it's in the picture. All right, so we want to make a copy of this angle so that J maps to K. Okay, do you see that K is going to be J prime? Okay. The order of the letters tells you what goes with what. Okay. K should go to M, and L should go to N. Okay, well, we're going to have to make N, so that's not the mistake. Okay, look at the length of JK. Do you see that JK is going to have to turn into KM? Now look at the length of KM. Does anything look goofy to you? Well, look at the. Do you see it's too long? Okay, so the way that we're going to solve this is just by getting rid of this point M. Okay, so just scratch him out. We're just going to pretend like he doesn't exist. Like he doesn't exist. Okay. And we're going to make our own point M. So, which point are we going to have to put at point K? J prime, right? Okay. So K is also going to be our J prime. Any ideas about what to do? Well, we're supposed to make that point land right there. So can we already, we already have kind of an auxiliary line right here. Do you see that we can put point K somewhere down here and then boop, like that, copy the angle? You see that? So that's going to be the plan. So how could I get this distance here? What could I use? Copy the distance. I need my thing. Compass. All right, I'm going to zoom out. Oh, it hit the top. So annoying. Okay. So I'm going to copy the distance from J to K. And I'm going to translate it right and down so that J prime lands on K. And I'm going to do my little arc. That arc is the new location of what point? Okay, so it's K prime. What point should we call K prime? K goes to M. So K prime is also known as M. Okay, now what is the last thing that we need? L prime slash N, right? We have to figure out where that goes. So we need to know how far is L from J, right? And then how far is L from K? Okay, I'm use my distance copier. I'm copying the distance, whoa, from J to L. Okay, drag it down here. Oops, here, just kidding. Copy my distance. Okay, I also need to know how far is L from J prime, so I can make it that far from M. Am I going too fast? So from K to L is what we're copying. Okay, copy my distance. Oh, I forgot to do the little tick up here so you could see it. There. So we're doing that same intersection down here, and then I can copy or draw in that segment. And this will be labeled point N. It is also L prime. So my primes could land on points with different names, okay? You have to be careful. The order of the letters tells you what lands on what. Okay, looking at this figure, what do you notice about segment LK and NM? What kind of lines are they? Yeah, that's kind of fun. Cool. All right. See if you can get number 3. Okay, it was D. Sorry, I forgot to turn the video back on. So we've already got the distance from B to X. We needed the distance from X to Y. I forgot to record. All right, is this the last one? Okay. Whew, we're going to make it. All right, so we have GH, the segment, and we also have point C shown below. This is going to be really easy. This is just copying segments. I just didn't give you any that were worded like this, okay? So we have to make segment G prime, H prime, so that H prime coincides with point C. So C needs to be the H prime, okay? And G needs to be like that far away, whether it's here, over there, it doesn't matter. Okay, you just have to make H prime land on point C. Can you guys do that? Understand what it's asking? You're okay. Nope. Well, okay. Thank you for telling me. I guess that's why I put it on here. H prime. So our auxiliary line has to go through point C. And then how do I copy this cute little segment GH? What do I need? Yes, with my compass. That part we got. All right, so because I already have H prime on here, I'm going to put my metal end on H, just to switch it up a little bit. How about that? Metal end on H, and now I'm going to copy the distance to G. Okay, now, could I put that over here? Could I put it over there? Could I have done my auxiliary line going this way? Do you see that it doesn't matter how it's oriented in space as long as H prime lands on C and they're the same distance apart. Okay, so this is my G prime. That's it. Okay, this last one says that we have to copy GH onto line P. We've done this. We've just made our own line P. Line P is an auxiliary line, right? I've just never given it to you before, and I didn't want you to freak out if it told you to do this and they gave you an auxiliary line. or a segment, okay? It's the same thing that we've been doing, we just had to make our own line before, okay? Which one is going to be the pre-image? GH is the pre-image. Okay, and your copy on line P will be the image. Okay, go ahead and copy it.